guys doing today?
Great.
Good. What's that?
Fantastic.
No, sound fantastic. Sick, man. It sucks. Anyways, I'm Aaron, and tell you a little bit about our story. I was born in LA, Venice Beach. Grew up down there for about 6-7 years. Moved up here with my mom. My dad was never part of my life, so it was just me, my mom, and my sister. It was kind of hard on the family at times with money and stuff. So my mom was working 2 jobs, you know, trying to provide. She really did the best she could for us. And so when we moved up to Redding, you know, I didn't have really much friends up here at first because we did a lot of moving around before we came up to Redding. So like I was always meeting new people. Then next thing I know, I don't have any friends, and I'm meeting some new people again. So I kind of got the hang of meeting new people, you know. And when I got to Redding, I started meeting like some decent kids, you know, that seemed cool. That ended up, you know, getting me into a different way of life that I would never imagine me going down. I started smoking weed at an early age because my mom had a boyfriend that had a strip, and my mom got her strip, and so they were doing a lot of growing marijuana, you know, and so I was bringing it to school by the time I hit high school. And I remember when I hit high school, you know, I could not wait to get to high school because the party scene, you know, that's what everyone glamorized. I saw the big kids doing it. My sister was doing it, and I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like, you know, the older guys. So partying was where it was at for me. It got the best of my life, you know. I had some great times, I had some bad times, and some horrible times, you know. Once I discovered, you know, the taste for alcohol and, you know, smoking weed and all that stuff, I started being careless about everything, you know. Like, my family was already so split up that, you know, I didn't stay home much, you know. I was always with my friends. I was always off doing something else instead of like being at home doing my homework or something that I should be doing, you know. I always let my friends, you know, pretty much guide me in life. Like that's who I hung out with. That was my family, and I felt really close to them. You know, I felt like they were going to be the guys I ride and die with, you know, to the end. And it's crazy because those guys, you know, they'll ride for you for a while, then they'll take off on you when the stuff gets deep. When I was, I started getting a little more trouble, you know, when I was in high school. I started stealing out of cars with my buddies. I stole, like, you know, anything, you know, radios, boom boxes, whatever, you know, subs, everything. And then it got bad to where we got to cars, you know, I'd be stealing cars. And it was just for, like, the rush, you know, that's what I really liked about it, was the rush to get away, to do you know, it's like playing a video game almost, you know, you just do whatever you want and try to get away from the cops or whatever, you know, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of bad, and it was I had bad influences teaching me a different way of life that I shouldn't be doing at a young age. So I landed my first time juvenile hall because we were getting into a car. We had a gun pointed at us, you know. It got so bad, like, because it was a long night. Next thing you know, we're like, I had this bad feeling like, we should go, you know, I don't want to be here. And then my buddy was like, oh no, this is this last car, dude, this is last car. I'm like, alright, fine, whatever. So we check out the car. Next thing you know, this lady's husband comes out with a 9mm. Freeze, don't go anywhere, you know. Heck no, I'm out of here. Booked it, you know. Next day, thought we got away and everything. Well, one of our buddies got caught, you know, gave us all up, and, you know, we ended up going to juvenile hall. And from that point on, you know, I started meeting different people that were doing the same stuff. So I kind of felt like I fit in, you know, this is my part of life, you know, this is where I feel good at. And so I did that, you know, I kept stealing for a little while. I didn't do it as much because I was trying to be careful, you know, and still drinking, still smoking weed, still going to parties or whatever. And finally, you know, it hit me. I was 17 years old and I stole a car, and I was drinking, blacked out the wheel. I had my buddy in the back seat, and I crashed the car going like 100 plus. He got a torn intestine, and he was bleeding from the inside, and almost killed him, you know. And I was only 17 years old, facing a lot of time on my hands now, because the judge and the DA is like, this kid, with his past history. This kid's messing up, what should we do with him? And so I thought I was going to go to CYA, and for those who don't know what that is, that's California Youth Authority, and that's pretty much a junior prison, for all the kids that are getting ready to go to prison. I didn't want to go there. I knew I wouldn't last there, so I was trying to figure out some options to do something else. I was almost 18 at the time, so that's why they wanted to send me, because I was almost an adult. So I learned about this place called Crystal Creek Boys Camp, and I went to there, and I finally got into it, and did 10 months up there. Helped me out tremendously in life, helped me build some structure, do a little bit better. Stay away from some of the friends, because I was heavily influenced by my friends. Once I got out of the camp, I graduated high school, and I was ready to do things on my own for once. I was still on probation. I didn't have anyone on my back. I was finally free, and I wanted to live it up. I wanted to live my life that I missed out on, growing up in high school. So I was in and out of jail the whole time, being a knucklehead. So by the time I was 18, I moved down to California, or Auburn, California, and I started working with the CCC, and that's the California Conservation Corps. And I worked there for 6 months, and I was doing good. I was climbing up the ranks, was doing real good on the job. I had a promising career there for sure, but I blew it drinking. I went out and I started drinking with a bunch of buddies, got in a bunch of fights, and next thing you know, I was fighting one of my coworkers. And then, me not wanting to be a snitch on him the next day, I said I got hurt playing basketball when really, my face showed that I was playing a fight, And so they suspended me from my work and told me I needed to go back home, as long with the other guy. And so I came back up to Reading. Didn't really have much plans when I got back up here. I just wanted to go to school or something, finish up. So I